Good afternoon. Welcome to Ink and Asphalt. I'm Kevin Ward. Just want to talk to you a little bit about the evolution of tattoos. So for the past 30 years, tattooing has gone through one of the biggest transformations of any art form in the world. If you walked into a tattoo shop in the mid-1990s, it would have felt very different than it does today. Back then, tattoo shops were harder to find. They were usually small, hidden away, rough around the edges, and not always in the best part of town. They weren't polished or designed for social media. They smelt like green soap, stencil paper, rubbing alcohol, and cigarette smoke. The walls were covered in flash sheets and hand-drawn designs, old photographs, biker memorabilia, band posters, and a lot of framed artwork. There were no ring lights, no iPads, no online booking forms, and no clients messaging artists at midnight asking for a sleeve quote. Most people found their tattoo artist through word of mouth. A friend told you about someone. You saw a good tattoo on somebody in a bar or at a bike show or on the street, and you asked them where they got it done. Apprenticeships, well, they were harder to get back then too. You didn't just buy a machine online. You'd watch a few videos and then call yourself an artist. Now, you earn your place. Most apprenticeships, well, they started by cleaning. They were called shop bitches. They were sweeping floors, taking out garbage, scrubbing tubes and grips, running the ultrasonic cleaner, wrapping bottles in clip cords, learning cross-contamination prevention, loading autoclaves, drawing flash, watching, waiting, asking questions, and they used to stay late. Sometimes it took years before somebody would even let you tattoo. And when you finally did get that chance, you understood that tattooing was not just about the art. It was about responsibility, hygiene, patience, respect, earning trust. Back then, the tools, well, they were different too. Most artists worked with coil machines. They were heavy machines, loud machines, intimidating machines, machines that needed tuning, machines that could hit hard and sound different depending on how they were set up, and the feel was different in every artist's hands. Artists, well, back then they used metal tubes and grips. Needles were soldered. Stencils were made by hand. There were no tablets to sketch on, no endless libraries of reference photos online, no Pinterest. If you wanted to improve, you drew constantly. You studied tattoo magazines. You collected flash. You earned your spot, and you learned from the people that were around you. There were fewer styles too. Back then, you saw a lot of traditional work. Black and gray, tribal, script, portraits, and a lot of biker tattoos. There was realism, but not at the level people, see today. The fine line, watercolor, and geometric work was not everywhere. Most artists were expected to be able to tattoo almost anything. And because there were fewer artists, clients often trusted their artist more. They came in with an idea and gave you room to do your job. There was something special about the culture back then. Tattoo shops, well, they felt like families. Sometimes dysfunctional families, but families nonetheless. Loyalty. There was a loyalty between artists and clients. There was a loyalty between artists and shops. Most importantly, there was a loyalty between apprentices and their mentors. Artists, they learned from each other face to face. They worked beside each other every day. They shared stories, techniques, mistakes, and especially the hard lessons. Then tattooing started to change. In early 2000s, television changed everything. Miami Ink, LA Ink, biker culture, celebrity tattoos, conventions, magazines, and later social media all helped bring tattooing into mainstream. Tattoo artists started becoming celebrities as well. Tattooing stopped becoming something hidden. It became popular. People who would have never thought about getting a tattoo suddenly wanted tattoos. Parents started getting tattoos. Wouldn't that have been funny with my parents? Professionals started getting tattoos. Athletes, actors, musicians, teachers, nurses, business owners, everybody. For artists, it was a huge opportunity. Our books, they filled up fast. Shops were busy. Clients came easily. You could build a career much faster than you could before. Tattoo conventions exploded. Guest spots became more common. Artists could travel, teach seminars, sell merchandise, and build a name for themselves. At the same time, technology improved quickly. Machines, they became lighter. From coil, we went to rotary machines. They became more common. Then the pen style machines, then wireless machines. Cartridges. Well, that changed the way everybody worked. Better needles, better power supplies, better inks, better gloves, better stencil products, better aftercare products, better everything. Tattooing became cleaner, more efficient, more precise. The quality of tattoos improved as well. Because artists could now see work from all over the world online, everybody got better faster. Artists, well, they no longer had to rely on just the people in their shop to learn. They could study artists from Europe, Japan, South America, Australia, all over North America. Styles exploded. Black and gray realism became huge. Neo-traditional, that grew. Fine line, black work, that grew. Geometric work grew. Color realism and micro tattoos, well, that became a whole lot more popular. Artists started specializing more and more, and in many ways, it was an incredible thing. There are artists today creating tattoos you would have never have seen possible 30 years ago. But with every good thing comes an opposite side to that. As tattooing became more popular, more people wanted to become tattoo artists. Machines, well, they became easy to buy online through eBay and Amazon. Supplies, same thing, buy them on Amazon. Information on how to tattoo, well, that became easy to find online all over the place. The barriers to enter into this domain became much lower. There were some people who still worked hard for it and respected the process. Others skipped it completely. People could buy a machine, watch a few videos, TikTok influencers, tattoo friends in their basement, build a social media page, and then call themselves tattoo artists. Suddenly, there were more artists than ever before. There was more private studios, more shops, more competition, more conventions, and more people chasing the same clients. And slowly, the industry became oversaturated. For a long time, especially around and after COVID, there was still enough work for everyone. Our books were full. Artists could sketch out something quickly and tattoo it and make good money. I would say that there was an almost endless demand. But eventually things started slowing down. Now, even popular artists are starting to see something they've never even seen before. Empty days, smaller bookings, wondering where all of our clientele went. Our usual clients that would come back on a regular basis, well, now they were waiting longer between tattoos. More people started shopping by price. This was a hard one. People asking for discounts. More people were sending screenshots of the same tattoo done by 10 different artists, but wanting the same tattoo cheaper. Artists who used to be booked for months, they're now struggling to fill up weeks. I don't know, some people call it a tattoo apocalypse. And in some ways, maybe they are right. But maybe it's a reset. We have to think about that. Because when things get hard, the people who are only in it for like the quick buck, the quick money, they usually leave. The artists that stay, those are the ones who really love it. The ones who care about the history. The ones who still draw every day. The ones who care about quality. The ones who still respect the client, the process, the shop, their mentors, and the craft. The role of the tattoo artist has changed too. Artists now are no longer just tattooers. Now, jobs have changed. Now we are content creators, photographers, videographers, editors, social media managers, business owners, customer service reps, and marketers. Tattoo is just not enough anymore. We do a tattoo, what do we have to do? We have to film it, photograph it, edit it, post it, make reels, reply to messages, build a website, stay active online, keep up with the trends, answer comments, promote yourself. It's endless. Sometimes it feels like artists spend almost as much time working on their phones as they do tattooing. And that pressure can burn people out. Clients now, they see perfect tattoos online all day long. They see edited photos, healed photos, filtered photos, unrealistic expectations. They expect custom designs instantly. They expect immediate responses. They expect perfection every single time. And that can take the toll on a lot of artists. But even with all of that, taken into consideration, tattooing is still something special. Because underneath the machines, the trends, the apps, the cameras, the algorithms, well, tattooing is still about people. And it is still about trust. It's about sitting with somebody for hours while they tell you about their life. It's about helping somebody remember somebody that they lost. It's helping people cover scars, helping people feel confident about themselves, bringing up their self-esteem, making new friends, helping people mark a moment that they never want to forget, ever. Tattooing may look a lot different than it did 30 years ago. And trust me, it looks a lot different than what it did 30 years ago. The shops are different. Tattoos, better. The tools are different. The culture is different. Everything has changed so immensely. But at its core, it's still the same thing it's always been. Every tattoo artist is just a machine in one hand and a story in the other. And as an artist, all we're trying to do is leave something meaningful behind. So yeah, it's changed. Is it good? Is it bad? We're not going to know. But it's time that we realize it's changed and take advantage of what we got. Have a great day.